Welcome to the Art of Dress. I'm happy to share with you today aqua water coloring as shown to us by Anais. Thank you for coming and subscribing. With aqua watercoloring, we are moving from the warm colors into the cool colors. And one of the things that we're really going to see here is how much light is revealed by these colors. The reason for that is going to be shown on the color wheel, so let's go there. So this is the color wheel of humanity. I call it the element color wheel because it divides the colors into fire, air, water, and earth, the elements. And on this wheel you see 12 colors, and every human connects into this color wheel through one of those colors, and that is the prime color. So your prime color is the color that you start with in order to understand your personal color wheel. And the prime color for Anais, as I mentioned, is aqua. So if you look for aqua there in the watercolors, you find it. It's the first one moving counterclockwise. And the colors are light and clear. And aqua is also cool. But one thing about this, about your colors, is that when you wear a color, you wear the complementary color, which means directly across the color wheel. The complementary color for Anais is ruby, so she wears aqua and ruby. But don't forget that these are watercolors, so ruby is intense and clear, and she needs the water version of that, which would be light and clear. So what I have done on the next wheel is I'm showing you this. So here you have the same exact prime color wheel, but now I put the complementary colors around the outside. So when you look at aqua, the complementary color that is relevant for Anais is going to be pink, the water version of ruby. But it isn't just the first pair of colors that we can see here. There is a way to see the second pair of colors. So that is by using the planet of color. So the planet that's associated with aqua is Mars. And you can see the little symbol there for Mars. And if you look for the other Mars color, you will find it down at the bottom in olive air. So what I've done here is shown you these four colors, the two planetary colors and the complementary colors. So in the case of aqua and pink, you can see them both there, even though pink is actually a version of ruby, the complementary. But in the case of olive and grape, you can't really see the water version. So I will show them to you on Anais. Let's start with aqua. And as you already saw from the thumbnail picture, aqua is, it's a joy. It's a joy for her to wear this color. It's a joy to behold her wearing this color. So beautiful. And you can tell her skin is grateful. And then here comes pink. And what you can actually see here is that skin tone has a different relationship with every color. And in this case, what we notice is the creaminess of her skin. Just so special. It's like glorious. And now we can see lilac, which is actually grape, but her version. And this is like, again, this is like joyful. It's like, wow, springtime is here. But look at her skin. Clearly there's some kind of relationship here that's being uncovered. And then last we have olive, which in this version is really sometimes citrine, or could be I don't really know if you can call this lime green. You could call it chartreuse, I guess. So these are the first four colors, and like aqua, they are all light and clear. Some are warm, some are cool. But in her personal color wheel, there are also intense colors. And you get to these again, starting from the prime color. So here we have the first 4 colors, how we got there. And then if you go to the prime color and go counterclockwise 1 color, you will find the color that is the basis for her intense colors. Now, the color that's right there is Celadon, and Celadon is a light version of this color. But if you go across to the complementary side, you will find Burgundy, and also you will find the intense version of Celadon. And those are the colors that we're looking for Anais Smalley's intense colors. Notice that we have crossed over from clear into muted, intense and muted for her intense colors. This doesn't always happen, that there is a participation in changing from clarity, from clear to intense, from clear to muted, but it does happen in this case. So now I will show you. So here is Burgundy, and as you can see, it is also just lovely for her, really beautiful. And this is her first intense color, intense and also, in this case, cool and also muted. And here is her second intense color, the intense version of Celadon. So now she has 6 of her most wonderful colors. There's one more, and that is her style color. Back to the wheel, back to the prime color wheel, or the color wheel of the elements. And you can see that now what I have done is put a style symbol. That is, so the styles are all connected with one of the colors. So if you look for the style symbol for elaborate gammon, you have to go up to the earth colors, and there it is, in between burgundy and grape, you see the style symbol for elaborate gammon, plum. So now, Anais Smalley in plum. And it is just like roses. It's like roses on a summer day to see her in plum. So beautiful. And we have completed her personal color wheel with all 7 of her wonderful colors. 4 that are like aqua, light and clear. And as it turns out, her style color is also intense. So she has 3 intense colors and 4 light colors. Now, before I go into neutrals, let me just point out that no one is restricted to just these colors. This is the standard wheel. So the standard wheel for all people who wear aqua colors, if your coloring if your style is one kind of style, I'm going to show it to you on my website, then you're going to wear this color plus more sort of intense versions. Not much more intense, but a little bit more intense. Or if you're a different style, you're going to wear this color plus light versions of your colors. And another thing that happens because of artistry, and that is, if you're one kind of artistry, you're going to be more drawn towards clear colors, and another artistry towards muted colors. And if you're another different artistry, or at least this one artistry, you're going to be drawn towards maybe slightly cooler versions, and the other one slightly warmer versions. So what we're actually saying is that this is the standard wheel for aqua water, but there are going to be technically about another 4 times 13, so another 52 versions of this. And I will tell you on the website how your artistry and your color and your style affect your colors. So now let's go on to neutrals. And once again, back to the primary wheel, the prime color wheel, or the color wheel of the elements. And here you see that some of the colorings fire wear blacks, versions of black, some wear beiges, some wear whites, and some wear navies. And connected to the aqua and sky blue and violet watercolors are whites. So the neutral for aqua, the prime neutral, is going to be the softest white, which is ivory. She will also wear the softest of the navies, and then she will wear the softest of the blacks. Now, if you were familiar with the color wheel for sky blue and violet, you would say to me, wait a minute, they wear beiges. Why does she wear gray? Because what she wears is a version of Oxford gray. She wears a very light version. So all I can tell you is that the art of dress is not, it's more like the astronomy than maybe other things. If you know astronomy, you know that calculating the orbits of the planets is not strictly logic. There are all kinds of deviations you have to take into account. And the same thing, it's not that there isn't a reason, but the same thing applies here. It's not 100% logic. It's just a reason. So let me show you her three neutrals: ivory, light navy, and very light Oxford gray. So here we have ivory, her prime neutral. And if ever there is, since the watercolorings are so connected to lightness of color because of the fact that their light colors are clear, so the lightness really shows, then their neutral, this neutral, the white neutral, is very special, and you can see that against her skin. Ivory is very special for her prime neutral. And secondly, light navy, and again, it is still very beautiful against her skin. Very lovely. And lastly, light gray. So I brought you a textural version because it was the best picture of her with gray. But if you didn't wear texture, you would just wear a flat version of this color. But you can see that light gray is also, as all the neutrals are for every person, really, really lovely. And this brings us to her finished color wheel, showing the 7 wonderful colors and the 3 neutrals. One thing you might notice here is that watercolorings are wearing 2 light neutrals and 1 intense neutral, and that is because they are clear colors. Fire that were clear, they also wore 2 light neutrals and 1 intense neutral. So there we have the 7 colors and the 3 neutrals. But there's also one more thing to talk about, and that is use of color. If I take you back to fire colors, if you remember that they wore multicolor combinations with or without their neutral, usually with more than 1 neutral. But 5 was kind of the number as sort of just a something to have in mind to be looking for. The air colors also were multi-combinations, but usually colors that were next to each other. You could say adjacent colors, or maybe analogous colors is another way to say it. And they frequently would wear 1 neutral, but sometimes would just wear their own colors as neutrals because they are so similar to neutrals. Now, watercolors do not really go in for multicolor combinations. Really, 2 colors is about it. And usually that includes 1 light color. The neutral, ivory, works with any other color. But if you were wearing navy, for example, then as one of your colors, wearing that neutral as what you're wearing, you would either wear all navy or you would combine it with a light color, because this is the coloring that really likes contrast. So let me show you what Anais Malley looks like in contrast. And here you can see that this is why watercolorings like contrast. And you can think about the ocean with white foam, and the contrast is there. But contrast is just really special for watercoloring people. So everyone can wear their colors according to their style, which would be either monochromatic or coordinates or separates. In Anais Malley's case, separates. Or you can wear your colors according to your coloring. And in that case, in the case of watercolors, you're looking for contrast. If you wear more than 1 color, you're looking for contrast, and you're looking for lightness in there somewhere. So thank you so much for coming, and thank you as always for subscribing. And I look forward to the next one. We're going to look at the second watercolor, which is Sky Blue. And again, it's a pleasure for me to share this with you, but I also want to say that in light of what's happening in the Ukraine right now, I just hope that until I see you again, everyone can stay safe.